Hello, my friend. Welcome to the very first episode of Catching Sunshine. I'm Carolyn, and today I want to share with you something that might just change how you see your entire day. I'm going to give you 3 simple and fun things you can do to have a little more light in your day. It's a tiny moments revolution. And by revolution, I just mean a gentle but powerful change in how we experience daily life. We're going to talk about how small wins can create big joy. So, my friend, I'm super excited you're here. Let's just jump right in. You know those big moments in life, the promotions, the graduations, watching a child take their first steps, or achieving that long-held dream? They're so awesome, but they're rare. And if we're only looking for joy in those big moments, we're missing out on hundreds of tiny possibilities for happiness that are hiding in plain sight. Let me share something that happened this last week. My husband and I were driving, and we were in a rush to get somewhere, and of course it was rush hour in the city. We were stopped at a red light, and something caught my eye in a nearby tree. It was a squirrel. We have a lot of squirrels here. It was darting along a high branch, and for just a few seconds, I watched this little scene unfold. My eyes followed the squirrel as he scampered down one branch and then jumped to another, ran down that, jumped to another. He was getting closer and closer to the end of the branch. I wondered what he was going to do, but I was excited to see. So just when I thought the squirrel had run out of options, it made this incredible leap to a nearby tree. And the whole thing only took about 5 seconds, but something magical happened in that tiny pause. I noticed, I'm not nervous about getting to where we're going on time anymore. My shoulders relaxed, my breathing slowed. I felt like this little spark of delight as I was witnessing this squirrel's acrobatic feat. It was like a mini nature show right there at the stoplight. And that's the thing. Joy isn't always about the big things, the grand gestures. Most often it's about these microscopic moments of magic. Ooh, I like that phrase. I'm going to say it again. Microscopic moments of magic that we usually zoom right past. Here's what I believe. Big doors usually really do swing on small hinges. Every massive change, every breakthrough, every transition, they all start with these tiny moments when we choose to see things differently. Think about it. Have you ever had someone to smile at you in the grocery store when you were having a rough day and it just makes all the difference? Or you heard exactly the right song at exactly the right moment? One time in my life, I was in the middle of making some big decisions. I was having a really rough week. It just felt like nothing was coming together, and I wasn't getting the answers I was seeking. One morning, I was rushing to get to work. I worked at a resort spa, and I was trying to get out the door on time. I was throwing together a green smoothie to drink in the car on my way. And in my hurry, I guess I didn't secure the lid on the blender properly. And whoa, turned it on. It went a green smoothie everywhere. Out of the blender and all over my counter and the floor. It wasn't exactly the morning boost I was hoping for. So I cleaned up the mess as fast as I could. And as I was cleaning up, I found myself mumbling out loud, "Hey, I know we all have angels to help us. I could use a little help here, but I'm not feeling you guys at all lately. Where are you? A little sign of support would be great." So I salvaged what little smoothie was left, put it in a cup, and hurried out to my car. And the very second I turned the key, what comes on the radio? The words, "I need a sign to let me know you're here." It's that song by Train, Calling All Angels. I burst out laughing right there in my car. I still laugh when I think about it. And I said, "Oh, you guys are good." These aren't coincidences. They're little breadcrumbs of joy sprinkled throughout our days, waiting to be noticed. Sometimes they show up as a smile from a stranger, sometimes as a perfectly timed song that makes you laugh out loud. They're everywhere, these tiny moments of magic, if we just tune in to catch them. But here's the real revolution. We don't have to wait for these moments to find us. We can create them, we can collect them, we can become joy hunters, training our eyes to spot these little pockets of light. So here are 3 simple ways to start your own tiny moments revolution. First, what I call the 5-second savor. When something good happens, no matter how small, give yourself permission to pause just for 5 seconds to really feel it. That's about the amount of time it takes to take in a nice deep breath and exhale completely. Things like finding the perfect parking spot, the first sip of water in the morning, the sound of your child's laughter from the other room, a squirrel with great jumping ability doing an impressive leap through the air. 5 seconds. That's all it takes. It can transform a simple moment into a joy deposit in your emotional bank account. Second, you can play the plot twist game. When something goes slightly wrong, challenge yourself to spot the hidden gift. If you're stuck in traffic, well, that's an extra 10 or 15 minutes to listen to your favorite podcast. If you realize you're out of a key ingredient for a recipe, hey, that can be the perfect chance to improvise and create a new favorite dish. Ask me how I know. And last week, my internet went out on several days in a row. Finally, I got smart and just started going for walks in the afternoon because I couldn't do the work I needed to on my computer anyway. And guess what? I ended up with all these great ideas, a burst of new creative ideas. Joy isn't in what happens to us. It's in how we choose to see situations and what we do with them. Okay, and here's number 3, and this is my favorite. Become a joy detective. Set an alarm on your phone for 3 random times during the day. Of course, you'll have to set those for times when you know you're not going to be in a meeting or somewhere where it would be awkward. Set them for whenever you want. And when that alarm goes off, stop and find one tiny thing that's making your world a little better right now. That's so simple to do. So something small like the comfortable shoes you're wearing, the way the clouds are moving across the sky, the new leaf unfurling on the plant you've been babying. Here's your mission for this week. If you choose to accept it, pick just one of these techniques, the 5-second savor, the plot twist game, or being a joy detective. Try it for just one day. That's it, one day. I think you'll love it, and then you'll want to do it the next day and the next. We're just reinforcing your brain to see the positive, to look for the positive, to be grateful for the positive things. And remember, we're not trying to pretend everything's perfect. We're not ignoring life's challenges. We're simply training ourselves to notice that even on the cloudiest days, there are still rays of sunshine breaking through, if we know where to look. And that's what catching sunshine is all about. So until next time, keep seeking those tiny moments of light, because often the smallest shift in how we see our day can create the biggest revolution in how we live our life. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode brought a little sunshine to your day, be sure and hit subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And I'll be here every week to share ideas that can help you catch rays of joy, possibility, and purpose.